stamping friends, I'm Karina with karinascreations.com, and I want to show you how to make this fun waterfall card using the Bookcase Builder stamp set. Now a waterfall card is a normal card base, and then it has this piece that moves, and then when you pull this bottom part, the slider piece, this is what happens. Isn't that fun? And then it reveals all the elements inside of the slider piece. So my card says, I love you. And then at the very bottom it says, and all your stuff. And I love the Bookcase Builder stamp set because it has so many different elements that you can make really fun cards with. Okay, so these are the pieces that you need to make your waterfall card. You need a card base. I'm using Mint Macaron, which is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I've already pre-scored it at 4.25 inches. And then you're going to need a piece of pink Pirouette cardstock, and this is 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And you're going to need a piece of Tip Top Taupe cardstock. This is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then you're also going to need a smaller piece, which is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch. And then for my card, you'll also need 4 squares to do your stamping on. And these are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 inch. And then you also need 4 squares of Tip Top Taupe, which is going to be 2 inches by 2 inches. Now you also need, I should mention this is a most important part, you need the slider piece. So the slider piece is 2 inches by 9 inches, and then you need to do a little bit of scoring. So let me show you how to score that quickly. So I'm going to bring in my stamping trimmer, and I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to do one end at 2 inches, 2 3/4 inch, 3.5 inch, and 4 1/4 inch. And then what I'm going to do is fold this in half. So the piece with the score lines on it is going to be the top part. This is going to be the bottom part. Let me just quickly bend the score line so it's going to fold nicely for me when we pull our card. Okay, and then on this bottom part, I'm going to grab a hole punch. And I'm just quickly going to add some Mint Macaron sheer ribbon. I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Sells coordinating ribbon that matches our cardstock. It looks so pretty. And the sheer ribbon is very, very pretty, and it's very easy to tie a cute little knot. And then I'll quickly show you how the card goes together. There we go. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to put my card together. So I'm going to grab my Mint Macaron card base. Again, it was scored at 4 1/4 inches. Now this is normally where I fold it, but I would use a bone folder here. I don't have one within reach, so we'll just pretend I'm using a bone folder. And then I'm getting my pink Pirouette cardstock. Now there's 2 adhesives I really like to use. I like the Mono Multi liquid glue, or else I do like to use Fast Fuse. Both are a little bit stronger than the snail, but snail is a great alternative as well. I'm just going to use the Mono Multi liquid glue just because I'm really fast with it. Now you'll notice when I used it, I did not go all the way to the end, because when you push it down, the glue spreads a little bit. I also like this because if I put it crooked, I can still pick it up and move it around to get perfect placement. Now the next piece I need to do is this piece. And what I did, because I'm working with the Bookcase Builder stamp set, is I wanted to create a wood-grained background. So I pulled out the hardwood stamp set, and I've already pre-done this, but what I did was take Versamark ink all over the hardwood stamp set, stamped it on my Tip Top Taupe cardstock, and then poured clear embossing powder over it and embossed it with the heat tool, and this is what you get. Isn't that pretty? And then once that's done, I'll just show you how you need to make this piece. So you can see I've already pre-done some. But I would pull out my stapler, and we're going to staple this 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece onto this piece of cardstock. And you want to make sure when you staple it, as this part is going to go under, you want to make sure that where you're stapling it, that it's going to be lined up properly. Because when this is down, I want to make sure that this slider piece is not going over the tip-top taupe piece. So I think that'll be just about right. So what I'm doing is lining up this bottom edge with the edge of the tip-top taupe piece. So I like where that's going to be. I'll just pull that out and then staple one side and then the other side. Now you can use brads as well if you have brads. I just really like our Stampin' Up! Stapler. Okay, and I've already pre-done this. This one is all embossed, so let's show you on this piece. So what I'm doing is on the back of this, I'm putting a piece of tear tape adhesive that we sell. If you've never tried our tear tape, it's great. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. And I'll pull that off. So this slides underneath this piece here, and then I will just get this lined up the way I want it so that it's centered nicely. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we'll tack that down. Now the only place this is joined is on the back of this square right here. Okay, and that's going to create our slider piece for the card. Now that that is attached, I'm going to attach this to my card base quickly. And again, I really like tear tape. I use tons of it. I don't like it when my cards fall apart. When I make a beautiful card for someone, I want it to last. So I tend to use tons of this stuff. And I'll just pull out my fast fuse. Oh, we found a heart from another project. I'll just tuck that away. And we use the fast fuse. You don't want to press too hard. You just press lightly. And then just give it a little flick. And it's a little bit stickier. It's pretty tacky. That's why the hold is nice. You just got to be careful when you lay it down. There's no wiggle room, so make sure it's straight before you give it a final pat. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to add some tear tape adhesive just below all the score lines in 4 places because I have 4 squares. So there's one, there's a second piece, 2, 3, and then on this last panel I'm going to put it right underneath the score line and then on the bottom here. And then that way my squares will not fall off. And then I'll show you how this goes together. Now I've already pre-stamped my squares using the Bookcase Builder stamp set. I will let you take a little closer look at them before I put them together. Let's see if I can find what I did with them now. Here they are. Okay, so the first square I have stamped, I did I Love You. This is going to be the second square. This one I stamped the globe in mint macaron, and then I stamped it a second time in tip top taupe and punched it out with the 3/4 inch circle punch. And then on this square I did the picture frame and a little plant, and you can see I've popped up the bottom of the little plant and put a Stampin' Dimensional on there. And then on this one, it's actually the vases are all one color, but I stamped it a second time on mint macaron and cut it out and punched it out, and that gave me my 3 colors. And then I did the greeting, all your stuff. I just wanted to show you one quick tip. When you're using this stamp set, you can see that the words, it's all one piece. So there's 2 ways that you can get smaller greetings out of a long stamp set. My favorite way is to use some Post-it notes. So I have these little Post-it note tabs, and right now I just want to use I love. So I'm going to just mask that off using my Post-it notes like this. And then I will take my Tip Top Taupe ink and tap it on. And then remove your Post-it notes. And then that allows you to just stamp the I love. And that's what it looks like. So that's what I did on this part. And then you'll see I also did the U. I masked it off, stamped it on Pink Pirouette stamp set. And then I punched it out using the Sweet and Sassy Framelit die. One of the small, there's a small heart from it. That's what I use for the heart. Okay, now I'm going to show you how this card goes together. So this is going to be my last greeting. So we'll put that on first. It's going to go here. And then the next greeting, the next little panel is the one with the picture frame. And then I have the globe. And then my top panel is the I love you. And then that's basically it for the card. Now that it's all assembled, you can see how when you pull it, it kind of does like a waterfall effect. And that's how you make this fun waterfall card. So this is actually one of my stamp set of the months. I have a program that in Canada it's $30.95 a month, and I send you 3 hand stamp cards with all the instructions and sometimes a video to go with it as well. So if you're interested, you can check out my blog at karinascreations.com and contact me to get in on the program. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. Happy stamping!